Hey, good morning. Good morning. It is Thursday morning here on Motivated Strength. I'm your host, Shane Schultz. We do this show because we start your day in a motivated, positive way. That way, you can take on life's challenges as they are, but more importantly, as you are right now. Now, if you happen to be new to the show, I want to say thank you for taking your time to see what it is that we're doing here. What we do at Motivated Strength is we use what I call the optimal frame of mind. The optimal frame of mind is a higher way of thinking. That higher way of thinking can lead us to a higher level of living. Isn't that what we're all looking for in the first place? Now, motivated strength comes from a number of different challenges. Now, even though that we utilize the word motivation or motivate, it certainly is different than some of the shows that are out there. Some of the shows that are out there are about rah rah sis boom bah. It's all about change your thought, change your world, jump tall buildings in a single bound, be more than everything that you can ever imagine. Okay, nothing wrong with those things. In fact, I grew up with that. And I can tell you this, I loved it. But here's the thing, I didn't feel it. So here's what I knew. I knew that if we were going to develop a show that was going to involve motivation while talking to people who are dealing with some different challenges, such as chronic issues like chronic pain, chronic illness, mental illness, I knew that's the result that we were going to get. I knew that that is what was going to happen. We would have a disconnect. So I didn't want that to be the case at all. I wanted to be as authentic as we possibly could be. And I can tell you how I can do that because I've had my own challenges and struggles in this world. I've dealt with clinical depression. I've dealt with borderline personality disorder. I've dealt with PTSD. I've dealt with codependency, addiction, as well as nerve pain. Hell, I even got a toothache every once in a while. I'm sure you guys can understand how that feels too. So when we're talking about these types of things, it's hard to talk about motivation. It really is. It's hard to talk about motivation. And it's hard to think that we can be more than what it is that we are right now. It's hard to think that we can be outside of the symptoms, outside of the diagnosis, outside of the life, right? That chronic life that we might be experiencing. It's really hard. So here's what happens. We have some resentment, right? We have some resentment towards we have resentment towards the past and we have resentment towards change. Here's the problem. In order for you to make a difference for your life, in order to reach outside of what it is that you're ill, that's exactly what you got to do. You have to get rid of the past and you have to be receptive to change. See, that is a higher way of thinking. See, when we're sitting there and we're going through the changes that we're going through, when we're going through the struggles and the challenges and the sufferings, right? When we're going through downright sufferings, it's something that we can be debilitated by. So why don't we want to change? See, this is what we've been talking about all week, right? We've been talking about all week about starting different or starting over or something in that sense, right? We talked about how you have to give yourself permission to start over. We also talked about that there's some benefit in starting over, right? There's some benefit more than there is, a detriment to you, right? Sometimes we have to realize that that change might be a good thing versus something that is just a struggle or work involved. Now, here's what I want to tell you. I want to tell you this, is that when we're sitting there and we're going through the struggles and challenges that I talk about, it's easy to say, why bother? And my question to you is, why not? What else do you have? I mean, I know this. I know when I've gone through my challenges and struggles that I listed out to you, and I have more than that even. But when I've gone through those things, I've gone through it for half my life. So I can tell you this, I'm going to make damn sure that the next half is going to be the best half. The next half is going to be the most productive. The next half is going to be my legacy. The next half is going to be what it is that I can produce in this world while I'm here so that other people can realize my value while I was here. Does that make sense? Why not? Why not do that? I mean, yeah, you've gone through some tough times. Yeah, you got knocked down. Les Brown said, if you can look up, then you can get up. And let me tell you something. I've been knocked down a lot. I've been knocked down in depression. I've been knocked down in addiction. Can you imagine that? I mean, for a number of years, I have a little bit over 10 years of recovery now in my addiction, but I can tell you this. For a number of years, I got my ass kicked when it came to my addiction. Straight up. When it came to my PTSD, it wasn't that long ago where I literally was paralyzed for over an hour because of the symptoms and because of a flashback of a situation that I had that comes from PTSD. So I know what it's like to get my ass knocked down. I also know what it's like to get up. I know what it's like to get up. And I know each and every time that I get up, there are times as to where I'll sit there and I will say, all right, let's get up and let's go. How about this? You remember Rocky, right? We talk about Rocky every once in a while. You know, the movie Rocky, I mean, how many times did Rocky get his ass knocked down? I mean, think about that. How many times did he get his ass knocked down? What happened when he did get his ass knocked down? See, I'm using some real verbiage in regards to being raw with you here, right? We're talking about no holds barred. What happened when Rocky got his ass knocked down? He got up and he said, one more round. I'm not done. Do what you need to do because I'm not done. I still have something left. That's you. You still have something left. Believe me, you do. Even if you don't feel it, you've got something left in you. You've got something left in your heart, believe me, because I promise you, when I realized that my heart was not, I could not feel my heartbeat for over 2 years, I thought I was done. I thought it was over. I thought that the only thing that I was doing was existing. And I never thought that I was going to be living again. I never thought that I was going to be thriving again. But I realized what my purpose was. And when I did, I came to realize, you know what? Thriving's possible. You know what? Success is possible. You know what? My purpose is meant to be more than the challenges that I'm faced with. Same thing with you. Your purpose, your passion is more than the challenges that you're faced by. Now, here's the thing. We have to definitely have the mindset to be where we're going to say, you know what? You're not going to stop me. You're not going to stop me. And I'm going to keep on getting up. And I'm going to keep on doing what it is that I can do. I'm going to keep on doing everything that I can, whether it be in the mindset, whether it be in my physical body, whether it be in my surroundings, whatever it takes, I'm going to do that. I'm going to give it every opportunity to make that change, to start over to where this one is going to make a difference, to where this one is going to make a difference in a way because we're using our mindset to be advantageous for us as opposed to an enemy of ours. You know, when we're sitting there and we're thinking about the things that we want to get done, when we're sitting there and we're thinking about the things that we need to accomplish, that we feel that we should be able to do, instead of doing it that way, when we were going into that mindset that we were so used to and that we were so familiar with, now we're going at it in a different way. Now we're going in it with an optimal frame of mind, that higher way of thinking. I promise you that will let you crash through the ceilings that are in your way. That'll let you get over the hurdles that you used to stumble over. That'll let you get to where you want to be versus where it is that you are right now. That'll have you be who it is that you are meant to be versus who you might merely exist to be. Why? Because you are realizing what the key ingredient is, and that is your mindset. Your mindset is going to change what it is that happens. Is it going to change your pain all the time? No, not all the time. Is it going to change your spasms all the time? Nope, not at all. Your cramps, is it going to change, what it is, your migraines and everything in that sense? No, it's not. There are times as to where that's going to happen. I'm not going to pull punches with you. It will happen. But you will lead a life that is more to your liking. You'll lead a life that is more than the challenges that you're faced with. You'll realize that there is times where you are not in as much pain as what you might be on other days. You'll realize that you are not as sick as sometimes that you might be. And when you realize that, you will take advantage of those days in order to be able to make the difference for yourself, not only for yourself, but also for others. You will do what it takes in order to be different. You will do what it takes in order to be who it is that you're meant to be. You will do what it takes that you know that you can be, because you'll learn about yourself even that much more. Listen, we do this show Monday through Friday. We do this show so that you can start your day in a motivated, positive way. That way you can take on life's challenges as they are. What are they? Doctor appointments, therapy sessions, group sessions, things that you do at work, things that you do at home, while you're with yourself 24/7. You realize that you are the one that is the common denominator in all these. It's your mindset that can make the difference. It's when you have a higher way of thinking that will lead you to that higher way of living. That will help you get through those types of things. Even though they are as they are, but more importantly, as you are right now, when you're dealing with your chronic pain, when you're dealing with your chronic illness, when you're dealing with your mental illness, you still will have the ability to be more than those challenges that you face. Now listen, I love likes, I really do. And I promise you, if I see them on Facebook, if I see them on YouTube, if I see them on Instagram, I certainly do appreciate them and I acknowledge them for sure. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to leave me a comment to let me know how it is that we can tier things around so that we can help you be more than the challenges that you face, so that you can reach outside of what it is that you're able by, so that you can be who it is that you're meant to be, the way that it was entitled and empowered you to be in your world. All right? Now listen, I hope you have an extraordinary day. It's about purpose and passion. I promise you, we have a time to change our ways, and we can start over in an effective way that's going to make a difference. Here we go. All right? I hope you have an extraordinary day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.